Thanks for joining us. It's just me. It's me and my dog Simon. So um, let's see. I'm going to talk a little bit about the post I wrote yesterday. But before I begin, hi Melinda, hi Carol, Rabbi Jack, Mona. You all are the first people to come. I want to ground us in gratitude right now. It's still morning where I am. It's 10:47, 10:48 actually. Uh, and I'll just begin with Moda ani lefanecha ruach v'chayam shazarta bi nishmati b'chimolcha rabba munitecha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, the divine source of everything, um, for returning my breath, our breath, reminding us to breathe, um, returning my breath of compassion. And the last part, I like because it reminds me that the divine source of everything is awesome. God is awesome. Um, I offer this blessing, knowing that gratitude doesn't mean denial. It means we acknowledge life even when it feels heavy, and boy, does life feel heavy right now. It means we breathe even when the world feels constricted. Um, we are still in the Torah portion by Era, and the phrase, is it still? Yeah. Um, Kotza Ruach is um, shortness of breath. That's what Rashi says, that the Israelites weren't able to really hear Moses when he came because there was a tightness, a shortness of breath. And many of us recognize that when we experience pain or trauma, and then it goes away, all of a sudden our breath is freer, fuller. Um, and I also want to name the suffering that we are living through right now. Um, and so I'll say, blessed is the one who hears the cry of those who are afraid. Blessed is the one who stays close to those who are grieving, displaced, exhausted, or under threat. And may the Holy One be near to those whose lives are being disrupted by violence, by fear, by systems that treat human beings as disposable. And may we not turn away from pain in the name of comfort. May our gratitude deepen our courage, and may we have the strength to see clearly and act with integrity in this moment. Yes, Hava, Amen. Amen, Amen. So, yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr.'s actual birthday, January 15th. Born January 15th, 2019, January 15th, 1929. And this Monday, January 19th, we observe his holiday. And from what I wrote yesterday, uh, s- that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today, but I'm also talk about a few other things. We have turned him into mythology. We've turned him into a myth that makes us comfortable. I said, a dreamer without teeth, a preacher without disruption, a saint who somehow changed the world without making people angry. But the real Martin Luther King Jr. was arrested more than 20 times. He was under federal government surveillance. The federal government watched him, the FBI watched him. His phones were tapped. Um, he was called an extremist, a troublemaker, an agitator who threatened public order. Because remember, public order at the time was Black folks stay in their place. Polls in the late 1960s showed that most Americans, and basically white Americans, disapproved of him, and he was considered a threat. by many white Americans. And if he were alive today, I do believe that he would stand outside immigration and customs enforcement detention centers, and he would be getting arrested because he understood that legality and morality are separate things. King believed that unjust laws must be confronted, challenged, and disrupted. He believed that systems which degrade human dignity must be dismantled. Nonviolent direct action meant forcing a moral crisis and bringing hidden violence into the open, making it impossible to ignore. We like to quote King when he speaks about dreams. We are far less comfortable with King in the Birmingham jail, writing from the Birmingham jail, explaining that waiting patiently for justice usually means never receiving it. We forget that he insisted there are just laws and unjust laws, and that people of conscience must have an obligation to break the latter. And today, ICE, its facilities, and what's happening in Minneapolis and across the country um, is functioning as a moral test, as our moral test. Minneapolis, in particular, is experiencing what I can only call state violence. Federal agents, from what I'm hearing from my friends in Minneapolis and news reports, federal agents stop people on sidewalks demanding papers. They smash car windows, they drag drivers out, deploy pepper spray, tear gas. A U.S. citizen was recently surrounded and interrogated about where she was born on her own street. One woman was killed, Renee Nicole Good. Another person shot. Yesterday, I think somebody was shot in the leg, um, intentionally shot in the leg, I believe. This is happening now in American neighborhoods. And also, Renee Nicole Good is not the only person that has been killed by ICE or in ICE's custody since this administration, the Trump administration, took hold. That is the name that we know now. That is a name that has galvanized people, but there are others. People are being held in detention, families separated, human beings disappear. People are being disappeared, folks, into remote facilities, far away from the lawyers, loved ones, and public scrutiny. We have created a machinery where even legal status offers almost no protection against a knock at the door and being taken. Many of you probably saw that video I saw it on TikTok where a DoorDash driver who was delivering food and I guess being chased by ICE ran into a woman's home, the place she was delivering food. And the woman whose home she was in was scared and yelling at ICE to get off her property. Violence is being justified by our federal government. Cruelty is sanitized through the cold vocabulary of bureaucracy like processing, transport, enforcement. These are moral failures. From a Jewish perspective, this story is familiar. The book of Shemot, the book of Exodus, begins when a government decides it no longer needs to know the people it rules over. Pharaoh forgets Joseph, which allows him to forget the humanity of an entire population. And once people become a problem instead of neighbors, friends, colleagues, once people become a problem instead of neighbors, friends, colleagues, anything is possible. And for Black Americans, this is an ancient history. Many people want to look outside of our history to find something that's similar, but these things have happened in our history before. This is American history. And as a Black person, and many of us know, it means we know what it means to live under laws that dehumanize with precision brutality. King would recognize this immediately. He would see ICE and he would see ICE as a system that has normalized dehumanization. He would do what he always did, which is show up, stand in the way, pray, sing, refuse to move, and accept arrest as a cost of telling the truth. And what I see happening in Minneapolis, I think many people are living the King legacy. And King would see silence as a tragedy. And King showed us what to do. The question I think we have right now is what are we doing right now? Where have we confused civility with righteousness? Where have we mistaken law abiding for being moral? And we honor King with a holiday. And I believe King asked for courage. And the Torah reminds us of this too. It preserves the midwives' names, Shifra, Pua. It preserves the midwives' names, the ones who broke the rules to save lives, while Pharaoh's name means nothing. We don't remember Pharaoh's name. Power that dehumanizes gets forgotten. And this is the legacy of King. This is a legacy King belonged to. And it is the one that's being tested. Go with strength, my friends. Thank you for listening. Shabbat Shalom. And if I haven't wished you a Happy New Year already, Happy New Year. Stay strong and stay awake. Pay attention. Don't be silent in this moment. Y'all have a great day.